Yo, 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 what is up, gamers? It's your boy, Kirby DK10, here coming at you with another podcast episode. This is episode 87 of the Overkill podcast. I'm here with my co host, Meta Knight.
What's up?
I was sick yesterday, so we were going to record it on Friday, but we're actually recording it on Saturday now. And now Meta
Mm-hmm.
Knight is actually sick, so I don't know if I gave him the sickness, but we're not going to be sounding that great this episode,
Down with the
so we do
sickness.
apologize. Also, the weather has been pretty brutal these past couple days, so
Kill me.
I guess we can get started off with this Siege X teaser trailer. Now, I don't know if you've seen too much on this, but I did watch a Big Fry video on this, and if you look,
Okay.
basically, we don't know too much about what's going on with this new update that they're going to be adding to the game. And I'm assuming it's going to be sort of like an Overwatch 2 situation where they're just updating the game to like a new engine, but
Mm.
and making the graphics maybe a little bit better. Um, Other than that, though, it says that they're going to be changing and deepening the tactical gameplay, and they're also going to be adding major updates. And we're going to get more information on this on March 13th. Other than that, though, I mean, in this short little teaser trailer, we see that it looks like whenever you're rappelling, you can run alongside the wall now, maybe to quickly adjust your positioning. Maybe you like shoot through this window and then you can kind of run to the next one and try to like, I don't know, mess with people's aim. But
Mm-hmm.
other than that, it seems like the environment is a little more destructible. I believe you can. There's also like another scene that they showed. They showed a little more in like a different video, but basically there's another there's like a fire hydrant that you can shoot and it'll actually like explode and shoot water and stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll have to
Yo.
see more with with what Siege X is exactly going to be, but I don't know. I'm hopeful. I personally don't really care for Siege to get updated. I always thought the game was fun the way it is, but yeah, I don't know how you feel about that.
Mm. I think I've always thought it ran fine. I always thought like as far as like oh, there we go. Ooh, my mic was peaky. As I apologize, everybody. As far as like the siege controls go and stuff, it's always felt really clunky to me. It's always felt like you know, uh you're kind of like doing one thing at a time. Like there's no way, like if you sprint up to a like waist high barrier and try to jump it, it always feels like that's like two actions instead of like one smooth one. Um, or like just like grappling up the wall feels clunky. You throw your rope up there, you have to wait for an animation to finish. You start climbing. You like unhook and there's a huge animation. I don't know. I've always thought they could work on like doing something to, like smooth that out. Because it's always felt just a little clunky to me. But as far as like an update, like I really don't care. They could do that with the base game. I don't know what their purpose is. Maybe their goal is to just keep releasing characters until the game dies. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently also people have speculated, or I was looking this up. Some people are saying they're going to make it 6v6 instead of 5v5 like it is now, which I can see them doing that because they have added so many different operators that I think certain team comps can only be enabled with 6v6 versus 5v5. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought 5v5 worked better for it. Um, I mean, ultimately, it's just one extra player on each team, so it doesn't really matter too much. And then also, it seems like there's going to be some sort of PvE game mode which there was in the original Rainbow Six Siege, and I think there still is with like AI bots and stuff, but um, we'll still have to see with that. But other than that,
Yeah.
Siege X looking pretty epic. We'll have to see.
Yeah, yeah. It looks cool. It looks good. I'm down to see what's up. I guess we can move on. There have been a lot of rumors, and I'm curious on how you feel about the industry moving this way in the future. But Game Rant has posted an article about Xbox trying to go almost digital only. So no more disc systems and no more disc sales, completely digital. And Phil Spencer's kind of talked about, Phil Spencer, first off, he's been saying stuff about change, and he's been saying crazy things like all the way, let's see, 10 years ago or whatever. Sorry, I guess like 15 or 16 years ago at this point, about like the Kinect will be included in all Xboxes. But there's kind of been hints that Microsoft is looking to make it all digital, and part of that is due to the sale of the Xbox S, the slim one that they released without the bay. It has been very popular, and what they've kind of found is that gamers will sign up for Game Pass whenever they own an S. The people that buy an S are likely to buy Game Pass, so which I think is interesting. But also, I think we kind of know this due to the Microsoft Store, due to due to them trying to expand their like catalog on there. I think this was always expected. Do you think this is something the industry is moving to, at least the console side?
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, we've seen it with this, especially with this generation, where the PS5 originally came out with a disc version, which was $100 more, and then a base version, which was just $400. And so I think this is something that has been floated around and sort of thought about. I believe the PS5 Pro, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was only digital. I think there was only a digital version of that.
Yes.
I think it is sad because I love physical media. I'm a physical media enjoyer. I don't hate digital media entirely. Most of the games that I play nowadays are digitally. That's how I play them. But I prefer to have, like, for instance, I prefer to have like a copy of Animal Crossing on the GameCube, even though I'm never gonna pop it in. I could, though, on my computer. I could open an emulator and play it, and I feel a little less scummy about it because I actually own like a version of the game, even though technically I guess I still am pirating. But I guess that's a different discussion. But
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I guess the one question I have on that is like, is there even a point in physical media anymore? Because like, the disc that you buy now is more like an unlock key to download the content. Like, there is nothing on the disc anymore.
yeah, I mean, yeah, that's really the biggest thing. I think that really goes against physical media nowadays. Is like, at least with the PS4, I believe most of the content was on the disc, and then it was like maybe 20 gigabytes of like updates or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they were using Blu-ray disc, and I'm not sure if I don't think the Xbox uses Blu-ray, but
I don't think so.
that is one nice thing about Blu-ray is they can hold a lot more data. But yeah, I mean, in terms of physical media, most of it's just going away. It's sad, but
Yeah, I think it's Dunsky.
yeah, I don't really have
that's
too
all
much
I got.
to say.
That's all I got. We're really sick. We're powering through. I don't know about.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I guess we can move on to another topic. Me and Matt have been into Overwatch over the past few months,
sir.
and with Marvel Rivals coming out, they have been trying to innovate and come up with new things. They've brought back 6v6 for a bit.
Oh
They've taken it out completely. I think they're gonna come back with it again later on in the season at some point. But with this new season, they actually added in perks that you basically, once you level up your character enough, you can pick different perks, and there's a minor perk and there's a major perk, and there's two of each. And so far, I haven't. I don't know if they've made like a huge difference, but you can definitely feel some of them. I feel like some of them you don't really understand what they do, and they don't really feel powerful. But others, like, you can absolutely feel they're way too strong. But I haven't played too much around with it. Like, for instance, Lucio, one of his abilities is whenever you amp it up, your healing or speed field grows by 150%. So it grows quite a bit. But that's only during amp it up. So it's not really that big of a deal. If everyone else was like, if everyone on your team is grouped up, it doesn't really make a difference,
right.
right? But then there's also an ability where if you amp it up, I think you shoot faster. So depending on how your team is playing, you might want to go with one or the other. But I always go with the bigger heal
Get
boost
outta here.
just in case my teammates aren't grouped up. But yeah, I don't know how much you've played or how you enjoy it, but I've been
We've
enjoying
actually
it so
played
far.
quite a bit with our other friend, and his girlfriend there. I'll say, I overall agree. The abilities are kind of meaningless a lot of times. I've noticed that a lot of the damage ones seem fairly impactful. Like a lot of the ones for all of the attack characters seems really powerful, and then the tank and healer ones are really like they're just more utility upgrades in general. Um, I don't know. At first, before they came out, I thought it was going to be really interesting, but I think over time, what I found out is like there's no point in trying to like build against the team. It's more like you pick the best one and just play the game that way. Like there is an ability for Winston's shield, and I forget what the other ability is, but the one that I believe is like always correct is like whenever allies stand in your shield, they get like 30 healing per second or something. Um, which is like
Yeah, it's goaded. What?
duh. Like of course take that. Like if
Yeah.
that can like full heal a squishy in the shield. So I mean, there are just abilities that are so good you can't not take them. And the issue with having abilities, the other abilities suck so bad is that like it really doesn't matter. It just kind of is like, oh, my character just spikes here, my character spikes here, and the game doesn't change that much. A
Yeah.
little bit of a little bit of a downer take, but do I think it's cool? Yeah. Do I think it like matters a ton? At first, for like the first day, and I don't. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's a novel idea. I think one thing that they maybe need to do is they definitely need to balance it more. And I think maybe they should add like a third or fourth perk slot that you can get. Although one problem that I also have seen is like Overwatch is one of those games where it's built to be like, okay, they're playing this character, let me switch to this one. And the problem with doing that is you lose all your perk progression. And so it
Oh,
disincentivizes counter picking,
that was
which I think
another
is
thing.
I think it's an interesting way to disincentivize counter picking, because I know that has been a big issue, especially with the Overwatch 2 having only one tank in tank battles and stuff. It's been rough because basically you'll have both tanks constantly swapping, especially in like higher elo games. And so I do think this is one way to try to stop that from happening. Although I don't think the perks are impactful enough to where it'll actually stop people from counterpicking.
No, probably not. And that's another thing too is it it really stifles your ability to change characters on the fly. And in my opinion, like whenever you pick a character, especially in low elo, you might as well just stick with them anyways, because changing probably isn't going to make a big difference most of the time. At least for the elos that we're at. Something else I find
Yep.
interesting is there's a mode, and I forget what it is. It's like arena or something they call it, where they've added in items and perks. And whenever I say perks, I mean like almost like Call of Duty, where you like pre-select perks, and then items like League of Legends, but you like pre-select your build, and then you go into the arena.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen this. I
Yeah.
haven't played that, but that does sound pretty
So
cool.
there is a possibility at some point that we get more of a League of Legends style game where, as you're playing, you earn gold or some form of currency, and then you buy items. I and I'll mention if they ever did that, it would lead to more steamrolly games, and it would feel real bad, kind of like League does. I guess the only difference is that Overwatch suffering doesn't last nearly as long. And with these
Yeah,
new abilities, it also kind of makes it easier to get steamrolled. Like once you're losing, and once you're winning, you're winning.
yeah. I was also gonna say that, like, in terms of in terms of uh, how if they're gonna have like the abilities and you be able to pick them and all that, to me, at that point they might as well add items. And at that point, your game it's very similar to like Paladins. And that
Mm.
was one problem that I did have in Paladins, whereas like if one team is winning, it's almost like impossible to like reverse, that winning
Uh huh.
streak.
Win more.
Maybe they add, and then maybe they'll have to add a comeback mechanic, and then it becomes too swingy, and it's I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the item idea is pretty bad,
I don't
but
think they would do it, but then again, they did 5v5, so.
yeah, no, nothing's off the table. Oh, oh no.
Stupidity is not off the table.
My
Well, I
favorite is how
guess.
they've been trying to like revert everything.
Yeah, everything except for the 5v5. They're still committed.
Yeah.
Well, I guess time to move on.
Yeah.
There's a game, I think we might have talked about it. I don't remember. Very forgettable.
I don't think so.
I had an ex-girlfriend that was addicted to these plastic garbage figures, these Funko Pops. I used to have quite a few. She would buy them for me because she knew I had a few. I, thank God, have purged myself of the Funko Pop curse and collecting basically landfill filling. However, they released a game called Funko Vision, and this game flopped pretty bad. Um, the name of the team that made it was 1010 Games, and this game essentially, if you want to watch the trailer, you can. It is kind of like a 3D platformer puzzle solver like battler. It kind of reminds me of like an older like 2000s license game. Um, Almost like a Lego game, but with like Funko Pops and without the building. That type of game.
I tell you what, it for some reason it gives me a very like Lego Star Wars what do you call it? The Saga games, like the Lego
Don't it?
Star Wars games from the early 2000s, except like a very bad version of that.
Yeah.
That's what the trailer kind of gives me vibes of.
Oh man. Yeah. Apparently, I guess after the team's failure, they encouraged a bunch of people to burn their vacation days and sick days. Actually, just vacation
Uh-oh.
days. And then Some of these people that took vacation, they were notified that there wasn't enough work for the whole team while they were on vacation. So they attended meetings where they were off. And 20 people have been laid off from the company. Um, and the only thing they've been offered is payment for their vacation days that they were encouraged to burn. So, pretty sick.
Bro, that is diabolical.
That is, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Thankfully, I don't think I've ever really quote unquote collected Funko Pops.
Pumpo.
Whatever they're called, Funko Pops.
Dude, we are fucking gone.
But
I'm so sick right now. I'm struggling to stay awake.
but I think the only ones I had was I had a Junkrat and a Anna one, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I thought they were cool, and they were the only ones that I could actually like
Was it the
afford
Halloween Junkrat? No.
in the Overwatch. I think so. I think it was like maybe I don't know. One of them had a costume. Um, but I'm pretty sure it was Junkrat had the costume.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, Funko Pop to me has always been. It's just such a useless toy, though. Like I can understand collecting Amiibo, maybe, because at least you have like some sort of functionality there, and that you can like scan it into the game, or like maybe Skylanders.
And they look detailed ish.
Yeah, yeah, like Skylanders, or I think there's like Disney Infinite, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
All those
Infinity.
games. Yes. Um, there's kind of have like a collectible aspect to them, but to me, like there is no reason to
They're ugly.
pick Funko.
They're really, really ugly. And they also don't, people do that thing with Funkos like they do with like Pokemon cards and shit, where they think if you buy a bunch of them and save them, they'll be like worth something, but they're never worth fucking anything. It's just more garbage unless you have like a super rare one, but even that's fucking garbage because you have to store it. So I don't know. They're one of the ugliest collectibles on the market, and I'm amazed they're still around. And I'm amazed that they thought releasing a game would be a good idea because like it's basically just looks like more slop, consumer slop for you to eat up.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I had Anna, and then I think I had the Halloween like Junkerstein Junkrat skin. I believe that was the one that I
Oh,
had.
did you give that to me or did I buy two? I don't know.
I think I still have it somewhere.
Oh, okay. I probably bought two because I liked it, but
Yeah.
because I don't have Anna. Yeah.
I'm surprised how many like color variations and just like random variations of characters they have.
I mean,
That's
it's
crazy.
yeah. I don't understand why you'd want like a big-headed, non-detailed, 3-inch tall figure of a character.
Yeah,
Except as a meme.
I think I remember the Winston one to me. To me, the Winston one is like the worst offense of that, where it's like it doesn't even look like the character.
I have that one actually. It's
Oh, that's
so
right.
funny. Yeah. The Reinhardt one is really funny too because he's got like a gigantic head. But the Winston one's funny because his head is so fucking big, and then they like made his ass like really defined.
Yeah.
Even though it's like, half the size of his fucking head on the
Yeah.
figure. Yeah. Just an Eldritch Horror.
Well, I guess we can move on.
Yeah.
More
Shit,
NetEase
man.
development studios could be at risk.
Oof.
The Chinese gaming giant is currently said to be looking to offload the number of its overseas subsidiaries. More than a dozen studios could face closure if NetEase doesn't find a buyer for them. And so NetEase was actually looking to not even release Marvel Rivals, but they've just pushed it out, and obviously it's been a pretty big success. And basically now I believe they don't have, they basically don't have enough money to go for like a few of their gaming studios basically don't have enough funding, so they're looking to close down. Let's see. They can close down Anchor Point, Bad Brain Game Studios, Bullet Farm, Fantastic Pixel. I don't know any of these. To be honest, just a bunch of different studios.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Quantic Dream. I think I've heard of that one. Pretty sure that was that. I feel like they released that really bad video game. Quantum Dream, or maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I just kind of wanted to show this as like one of those stories. I don't, you know, I don't think think NetEase is that great of a gaming studio. I hope most of them. I hope I hope NetEase goes out of business and they get better people that aren't gonna close down a bunch of gaming studios.
So this probably ties into our story last week about them cutting the Marvel Rivals team, or no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, like, yeah.
I was learning today that like they didn't want to pay Marvel for like licensing whenever they first made the game, and so they almost just scrapped it.
Yeah. Basically, that's crazy to me because like I feel like obviously without the big success they probably would have closed down most of these. Also, I found out Quantic Dream they make Heavy Rain. That's what they make.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're known for.
Heavy Rain. Makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. Another Marvel Rivals L, I guess.
Yep. I guess we can move on. So
I don't really. Yeah.
Yeah. I know you wanted to talk a little bit about Valve. I'm gonna be honest.
Yes.
Haven't seen a lot of it. I've caught glimpses, and I've been in servers with people talking about it. The main thing that I know is like I believe this game was already bullied for having ugly characters, and from what I've seen, a lot of the characters aren't ugly, but in a lot of discords there were people sharing memes of like women that were not attractive in the game, and then there were people that were like sharing the like cutscenes that wanted to do like an evil playthrough, and they couldn't like let people die, they couldn't kill people, and they couldn't make like other NPCs kill other NPCs. And so they were really frustrated. They were like, this game's woke garbage, and I don't want to play it. But I don't know what info have you brought to this one?
Well, I just kind of wanted to talk about one of the a little bit of a political story around this game.
Ooh.
Matt Henson, sorry. I believe he's the game director. He a few days ago, he posted sickos.jpg. I wanted so badly to make him mad with my game, and I cannot believe it actually happened. Just wait until you see the default. You said that SHIT, and he was talking about Elon Musk having pronouns in a fantasy game is utterly unacceptable, and that is in reply to Grum saying I'm drawing the line, rejecting games with pronouns in it. And you cannot be grammar. Know what I mean. Stop being stupid. And he basically just posted a screenshot of I believe. Let me see. I believe this is Avowed. And anyways, he basically just wanted to make a political statement saying that pronouns in video games are fine. And I don't know when developers are gonna like realize that the tides have turned, because I think a lot of just like companies in general now are sort of like trying to persuade or sway like more conservative and Republican in that direction, especially following the election. Um, so
Thousand
I don't know.
percent.
Maybe we'll see. Especially, I don't know. I feel like Microsoft too is very. I think they try to be very like non-biased,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I'm surprised that they even allowed Avowed to come out.
Well, they know it's a good way to sell profit is to or sell product is to be neutral. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Grums. A lot of people hate Grums. A lot of people like Grums. Grums sometimes has some bad takes. Sometimes he has good takes. But the pronoun thing is such a weird one for me because it reminds me. I don't remember what game it is, but there was that one game where like you could pick body type 1, which was like male, or you could pick body type 2, which was like female. And it didn't list like if they were male or female, but imagine having to pick body type 2. Bruh. To me, the pronouns kind of feel like that, where it's like, you just imagine like having to pick a third option that says like any or I just don't I don't know. I just don't get I don't understand. First off, I don't understand why the pronouns even matter because a lot of times in RPGs they don't even refer to you with your pronouns. So, whatever.
Yeah. Also, a lot of people are trying to cope and being like, "Oh, it's a big game." Or a lot of the game journalists are trying to like really hype it up. And if you look on Steam, I believe it's like all-time peak was like 17,000, whereas like Starfield, which was a game that was definitely maligned quite a bit, had at least 300,000 at launch. And so, I don't know, people are trying to like play it up like it's this big success. And honestly, it's really because nothing has really come out this month or really this year so far. And so, I think in a couple weeks or in a week or so, we're gonna get Dragon Age, which is gonna be obviously way bigger than this. So I think this game is definitely gonna be like buried in the dust once that comes out. But other than that, I mean, from what I've seen, the gameplay is just mediocre. Um, it's like very basic,
Are they doing
RPG.
another Dragon Age? Not the Velguard?
I
Is
believe it.
this a
Yeah, I
different
believe
one?
it's just. Or no, I'm
Oh,
sorry. Am I thinking of maybe I'm thinking of a different game, or maybe I'm
because
thinking of like
Dragon Age is already out.
maybe I'm thinking of Kingdom Come. There's a couple
Oh, that
games that are
sounds
coming
right.
out.
Yeah.
There are a couple games that are coming out in the next few weeks here, but
I wonder if you can pick
um,
body type 2 or pronoun 2.
but yeah, from what I understand, it's basically like it's a suitable RPG, but nothing you know extraordinary, I guess.
Yeah. It just seems mid. I mean, a lot of these RPGs are like just fucking mid. Trying to churn out like some fantasy Wojaks and call it a day. I'm suffering.
uh,
Y'all, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to the sniffles. I'm gonna go blow my nose and probably pass out because I'm hanging on. But I've been your boy Meta.
and it's your boy Kirby DK10. Peace. Based.
Actually.